Hello in the moment for the first event, Haunted Ridge Rocks with a crystal collector. We met some cool people, found some cool crystals. Hope you enjoy the video.
I'd like to give a shout out to In the Moment, and if y'all are interested in maybe looking up some crystals, digging some crystals, check out the YouTube page, The Crystal Collector, and I've got all kinds of really cool videos showing different locations. You can go and dig those up, and you get to see Matrix, the best thing.
So the drive into Haunted Ridge Rocks from the Fort Knox, Louisville area is only about 4.5 to 5 hours. We stayed in a town called Farmington, about 35 minutes away from Haunted Ridge Rocks. Sticks and Steins, local pool hall. They have 16 pool tables, barbecue, sandwiches, drink at the bar, got TVs you can watch. It's only a couple of buildings away from the main hotels. They have multiple hotels, restaurants, etc. in the Farmington area. It's a medium-sized town. The drive into Haunted Ridge Rocks, as you see in the video, ends in a dirt road, winds up a little hill, comes around a couple of ponds. All of these ponds you see are on the Haunted Ridge Rocks location. This is about 170 acres. Just about all of it has crystal just under the ground. All of these ponds were dug. Plenty of crystal was piled up around the outside of the place. I guess that's how they found that they had the crystals. Once you get into this parking area. It was extremely busy this day, probably 100 vehicles. We didn't video the first day, it was too rainy. Once you get signed in, you get into a side-by-side and they drive you out to multiple locations. You can go for Druzy, you can go for Pointed. On this particular day, we went for Druzy. We joined up with a young lady named Kristen out of Indiana. A very cool person, one of many that we met. She has joined In the Moment, and hopefully will bring some of her friends with her. Once you get to this spot, then you notice that there's some piles of dirt laid up. You can see little ditches dug in the background. You see people in the background. This is a pretty large area here. I'm not sure how many areas that he had dug these grooves out of. Used a backhoe. He dug 3 areas on the 170 acres. We've got 1 bucket apiece of crystals just out of the piles that he dug up there. So here we're down in the channel, about 4.5, 5 foot deep, and you can see a layer of red clay right in the middle of the channel there. That's where all the crystals were coming out of. We just sat on a bucket, took our time, dug when we felt like it, and we'd pile our crystals up on top of the hill, and you'll see those right through there, and we'd go through them, put them in our bucket. People were everywhere. They were in the ditches. They were up in the piles that were pulled up by the backhoe. I tried to get some good video. Tried to show you where the crystals were showing in the dirt, but cameras just don't show it. When you're sitting there in person, it's plain as day. You can see where you've got crystal and where you don't. It was so easy, 70 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. It was so nice that day. So once you've got your buckets full and you're ready to go, you meet back up top and they'll come by in a side-by-side. They're in and out all day long. You see people there getting ready to be picked up after we came through. And they'll take you and your buckets back to the main parking area, and they get your buckets out. You never have to pick them up. They put them on a pallet. You get 1 pallet per vehicle or per person, however it works out. And then you pay by the bucket, and they put them in your vehicle for you. You don't even have to put them in your trunk or in the back of your bed. The drive-in was nice. The breeze felt good, and met some neat people. This place was just full of just some most down-to-earth people we'd ever met. So as you come in here, we're coming back to the main area. You'll be able to see a few things in the distance. You'll see the palletizing area on the right where they'll drop us off. Be off in the distance there. See the crystal collector's got his set up there on the left. So after we palletized our buckets, we came over and visited the crystal collector site. He was actually out on the grounds doing some digging and some searching on his own. This is a really neat setup. This is some of the stuff that he's dug up from around the country. Right there you see some wave light. That's really neat stuff. Doesn't show on a camera. That is the only thing that he did not dig up that he had on the table. Here you see some quartz points and some smoky points. There you see some jewelry that some of his affiliates had made for him to sell. Here's some more wave light that's only found in 3 locations, and they're all private dig areas, and he had some to sell out. Here's some mica, some very unusual formations of mica. It usually comes in books, and you see little sleeves. And the rest of this is going to be Herkimer diamonds from New York. Those are some really neat things, and the little ones he's got here, they range from $20 to $300. He did have some bigger ones out the day before. They go in a couple of thousands easy, but we didn't get any video on that as it was just rainy and muddy and nasty. So couldn't do much video yesterday. But very neat little selection. He doesn't have a whole lot here. He doesn't put out so much that it blinds you. Just here's some selenite from Oklahoma. It comes from BLM land. You're not allowed to sell it. He was actually giving it away. We got a few pieces you'll see later in the video. There's the staging area off to the right there where they put your buckets. Just over the car is the main building where you sign in. Over there's the tent where they do their selling for local Haunted Ridge, and they actually had a food truck. Had a really good hamburger and fries that day. The lady behind the table there, she works for Crystal Collector in the club. She was extremely nice, extremely outgoing. I couldn't have asked for anybody better to be behind the table. We spent a lot of time talking to her. Here's some bigger stuff you see. They dig up some of their big rocks. One of those big rocks was cut into some slabs of some beautiful stuff. My son won one. You'll see later in the video. You can buy those. Here's a table of loose stuff that they picked up around the property and washed off with a hose. All kinds of Druzy, all kinds of honey points, all kinds of citrine looking stuff. They've got stuff with barite on it, just random pieces. You can pick those and buy them if you want. You don't have to dig. You don't have to go pick up off the ground. You can just pull in here, buy from there, and leave. Again, this place was so easy to get stuff. You could spend as little or as much as you want and come home with as little or as much as you want. My son actually won an event this day, and they awarded him with this rock. The video was horrible, but I'm going to go ahead and stop talking here and let you hear it the rest of the way out.
Today, Trevor is our winner. So here you go, Trevor. You get to take that home.
Thank you.
All right. Some pretty agates, some pretty sugar Druzy, or what we call sugar.
Yep.
We've got names for all of it.
Now it goes here, so I do not break it.
So you don't break it. Perfect. Perfect. Don't want to break it. Don't want to scratch it. Is this your first time here, Trevor?
No, I've been out here before, like 2 other times. And I found a lot of good root beer crystals, which I really like.
Yep. Did you do some digging over on the hill today?
No, we went on the Druzy side.
More the sugar side.
Yeah, more on the sugar
The
side.
agate.
Yep.
Perfect.
Found a lot of good ones out there.
You guys were here yesterday, weren't you?
Yes, we were.
Got some root beer yesterday?
Oh, yes, we did.
All right. So you're going home with a lot of treasures today.
Oh, yes, I am.
Perfect, perfect. All right. Well, I hope you guys do well with this. I hope you love that. Nice little showpiece there.
I'm sure we'll be out here again sometime in the future.
And I hope all your followers can make it out and see us at Haunted Ridge Rocks in Cadet, Missouri. Always follow us on the Facebook page. Follow these guys. And we look forward to seeing any of them.
So this is what the rocks look like after you get home. This is pre-washed. We hadn't rinsed them off or anything yet. And they're just muddy. You see the sparkle through the mud. Here's some that are kind of rinsed, just to give you an idea what they start to look like as you wash them off. These are really cool smoky white Druzys. They do have a little iron staining in them. It's going to take some iron out and soaking for a couple of weeks to get that cleaned up. I do not have those later in the video, but I expect they're going to look really awesome. This is what I've gotten cleaned up so far. This was just with a good pressure washer. I hope the video shows well, but these things sparkle like crazy. There's 1,000 little lights bouncing off of them, and this is a tan Druzy. It's about the size of a football. This is one of my neater finds. actually dug this one up and only saw a little bit of the Druzy showing, and this is what it turned into. This is another kind of a tan color, smaller Druzy. Again, I hope the light does justice, because there's 1,000 little sparkles coming off of this. Really neat looking little piece. This doesn't do any justice in the video. It's a gray, I believe that's barite covering over top of the quartz. This is actually the sparkliest piece that we've got. This is over a football size, bigger than a football. Here's some root beer colored points. It's really showing the sparkles off well. We did get a lot of this. I'm going to be doing some cutting. We've got a damaged piece I'll show in a little while. I'm going to try to cut off some of the damage and show the agate lines in the rock and the roots. Here's another neat looking, I don't know what color you call this. It's between a Druzy and a pointed, but it is crazy sparkly. It really pops. It's every angle you look at it, it's wanting to sparkle at you. Here you see a little bit of an agate. You see the lines in the rock. That's a white snowball Druzy that's on the top. The video doesn't appear to show it very well, but it does sparkle like crazy as well. There was a lot of this. I've got a lot that has damage that I can cut pieces off of and make nice little pieces off of sometime. You've got some different kinds of Druzy in the back, different size quartz points on each one of those little rocks. Gives it a different shine, different crystal sparkle. Here's the big root beer quartz. It's almost the size of a dinner plate. It has damage on it. I'm pretty sure that's where the two layers were on each other in the ground, and the points actually contacted each other and had shifted back and forth and damaged it. This is my favorite piece. It's almost the size of a basketball and has the very best color and sparkle of all of them. All I've done with this is hit it with a garden hose and then a small pressure washer. Still has some mud and dirt in it. I haven't done a final clean. This is a really neat piece. They had some like this the last time I was there, and this actually ran in the $500 to $700 range for a piece similar to this. This is the one that my son won. Those big rocks that were on the pallets, they cut those, and this is what they get out of those. You see some crazy agate lines running all through the rock. It's a white smoky Druzy in the middle that sparkles like crazy, and they have these, not as good as this with the smoky rock and the white quartz crystal, all the way up to better than this sitting there for sale, and they range anywhere from $125 to well over $1,000 per slab. This one would probably fall in the $500 to $750 range compared to what I saw laying there. Again, you don't have to go dig these up. They've got stuff on the tables for sale. You can pull in, buy, and leave. Here's some other things we picked up. The crystal collector brought in some of the stuff that we probably won't ever get to go find. On the left and right, we've got wave light. In the middle is mica, and across the front on the table is from the salt flats in Oklahoma, selenite. So the wave light is not shown here. It actually sparkles just like the quartz. Very rare. It's only in 3 locations. We picked up a couple of pieces just because we're not going to be able to go get it. This mica is a very rare formation for the mica to come out like this. Again, it's usually in books. In the background, you'll see a crystal collector page. If you can, pause and zoom up. It's $2.99 a month to become a crystal collector club member. He does giveaways, invites to these trips. It's really neat. The selenite here, he got off BLM land in Oklahoma in the salt flats. You can see the inclusions inside the dark area. That's usually in triangles, or sometimes you get a double triangle look. So here we are, Haunted Ridge Rocks. This is their brochure. There's their information, and I'm gonna let the rest of the video play on out. It was $35 for this event. Last time we were there, it was $30. This was a special crystal collector event. There's the selenite that he was giving away. You're not allowed to sell it since it came off BLM land. Again, I'm gonna let the rest of this play out, and hope you guys can join us on the next event, and I look forward to the next. Big shout out to Ron Pryor for joining us the first day. 51 degrees and raining. It was horrible, muddy, couldn't do any video, but really appreciated him joining us. Thanks, Ron Pryor.
Hey Diane, hope you could come out to the next dig with us, and had a good day, and nice to say hey to you here, Matrix. Hey Diane.